2060-360. Mr. Schultz appears without counsel. The fancy word for that is pro se. Mr. Holmes and Mr. Schwanevelt are here from the district attorney's office. And I was wondering if you were going to apply for a public defender.
Nope.
Nope.
I'm prepared. I got my documents prepared right in front of me, ma'am.
Well, it might not be that easy. So here's the deal.
Magna Carta, chapter.
Oh, 2 in one day. I'm gonna, go ahead. You can make your record.
Magna Carta is either chapter 16 or 61. I know I'm getting a little bit of a stress headache.
Okay, don't just take a breath.
UCC 3-101.
Okay.
UCC 9-101.
Okay.
Black's Law, 7th edition. Person. Second definition. Artificial person, straw man, corporation as defined by law.
Okay.
Executed by Emperor Constantine of the Roman Empire and to date never challenged.
Okay.
Non-juris corpus. I am not a judge. Magistrate. Executor of a dead person's property while I still live and breathe.
Okay.
Yes.
Birth certificate is proof of a $1 quintillion private corporate banking account held in trust since I was born, which I was legally supposed to be executor and holder of in due course on December 27th, 1978, 48 and almost 1/2 years ago. That is now escalated to 500 quintillion for the delay, constant harassment, constant physical and verbal assault, and constant fraudulent activity to extort my money. California, Business and Practice, Section 6067. Every person on his or her admission shall take an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of Residence against all enemies, foreign and domestic. A certificate of admission shall thereupon be given to the applicant by the clerk of courts. This shall also be endorsed on said alleged license to practice law and be able to present it upon demand by a defendant now demands district attorney or any lawyer attorney to present such documentation which does not exist, as there is no licensing board or attorneys or lawyers, just a union representative of the acronym British Admiralty Registry, BAR. According to the English language, all capital letters must only be an acronym, a corporation, or shouting. Period. End of report. I demand to see that document. Therefore, the U.S. citizens of Federal Corporation, as established by Abraham Lincoln, residing in one of the states of the Union, as classified as property and franchisees of the United States government as an individual entity, Wheeling Steel Corp. versus Fox, 298 U period S period 19380 L period ED period 114356 S PCTP 773. Quote, the first 8 amendments have uniformly been held not to be protected from state action by privilege and immunities clause of the unredacted, unpassed 14th Amendment, Hogg versus CJL 307 U.S. 496520. Title 18, United States Code Section 242. 49, United States Code 11332, parenthesis 2, 18 U.S.C. Section 1583. The right to travel in a modern day conveyance, aka motor vehicle, is a right, not a state granted privilege, aka driver's license, as long as I do not operate a business such as a delivery service or a taxi out of my personally owned vehicle. An act against the Constitution is automatically null and void. 15 U.S.C. 6802, 15 USC 168 S-2, comma, 5 USC period 1618 period 15 USC 1681 lowercase I 15 USC 1692 G 15 USC 1681 lowercase n 16 USC 1681 S-2, of which motels and hostels should not be exempt from. 15 USC 1681G, charge offs which should be in my pocket. 15 USC 6802, Federal Debt Collection Practices Act. U.S. Supreme Court, American Insurance Company versus Cantor, 1892.
All right.
I do not consent to be governed any longer as per Declaration of the Independence and Pruden versus Neal. I request a copy of the court's delegation of authority. I request a court master audit to the case for compliance and fairness. I request the court for sealing and expungement of all cases heretofore incurring and hereinafter arising to my and my family members' eventual demise. Furthermore, transaction accounts are unlawfully done. The only entity that can put money into an account, take money out of an account, or transfer money to any account is the physical representation of the corporation itself, not any other person.
Intro commentary before we jump into today's courtroom chaos. Buckle up because this video features for very different sovereign citizen encounters and each one somehow manages to outdo the last. If you've ever wondered what happens when internet legal theories collide head first with actual judges, you're about to find out. We've got a defendant who believes his birth certificate is connected to a massive trust account worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Another who insists he's a sovereign Freemason known only as Inky, a repeat courtroom disruptor who can't seem to answer a simple guilty or not guilty question. And finally, a familiar face whose refusal to follow basic court orders eventually lands him in even deeper trouble. What makes these cases fascinating isn't just the bizarre legal arguments. It's watching how different judges respond when confronted with claims that have been repeatedly rejected by courts across the country. Some judges remain patient, others become visibly concerned. And in one case, the court begins questioning whether the defendant even understands the proceedings taking place around him. As this video unfolds, pay attention to the pattern you'll see again and again. Nearly every one of these defendants believes they've discovered a secret legal loophole that somehow exempts them from the same laws everyone else must follow. But when those theories are tested in an actual courtroom, reality tends to arrive quickly and without mercy. The biggest surprise may not be the arguments themselves. It may be just how patient these judges remain while listening to claims involving the Magna Carta, secret corporate identities, Freemason affiliations, special appearances, and alleged government conspiracies. By the end of today's video, you'll see exactly why these courtroom exchanges have become some of the most talked about legal encounters online. Now let's begin with a defendant who wastes absolutely no time launching into one of the most impressive collections of sovereign citizen talking points you're ever likely to hear. Asterisk.
Thank you, Mr. Schultz. Thank you for that record, sir. It's all been recorded, and I am hereby denying your request. I'm going to make my record at this time. Sir, you've been charged under Colorado Revised Statute 42-4-1602, leaving the scene of an accident, damage only, all right? Under the 10th Amendment, the states have the authority to enact laws to protect the citizens of that state. I have authority over your case under Article 6 of the Colorado Constitution, Sections 1 and 16, and the Colorado Revised Statute 13-6106. I have subject matter jurisdiction over this matter under Article 6 of the Colorado Constitution, Section 17, Colorado Revised Statute 181201, and Colorado Revised Statute 136106. I have personal jurisdiction over you as a result that you were issued a summons and complaint under Rule 4.1 of the Colorado Rules of Criminal Procedure. And so this case will be proceeding as follows. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you
No,
cannot afford an
I do
attorney-
have a state. I do have a
I
statement
listened
ready.
to you.
I do have a
I
statement
listened
ready.
to you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. If
I
you
don't
cannot
need one.
afford an attorney and you fill out the application for and qualify for the
I
public
don't
defender.
need one. I
must
just
be
proved I
appointed
don't need
before
one.
any further proceedings are held.
I
Now,
just
here's
proved I
where
don't-
you and I are going to get into some serious conversation. I understand all your allegations and perhaps your sovereign beliefs. They're a bit disjointed, so what gives me concern is you have every right to believe what you want to believe, but I'm concerned about your competency to understand the proceedings before you today, to understand what's going on, the possible consequences, and should you obtain an attorney, I'd be concerned about your
I do
ability
not
to
need
assist your
an attorney.
with your defense. So how these proceedings go are, if you don't want to accept a plea agreement or entertain a plea agreement made by the people, you have the right to plead not guilty and take this matter to trial.
I do have a statement if
I'm not-
if I'm allowed to make it.
I'm not finished. If this matter goes to trial and you represent yourself, you would be held at the same standards as an attorney would be held in terms of knowing the rules of procedure and the rules of evidence. If you're convicted, you would have the right to appeal. If you're acquitted, no further action would be necessary.
I have no problem going to a jury trial, but I can't pay for it.
You don't have to pay for it.
Okay. I request a jury trial.
Okay, so are you entering a plea of not guilty today?
Okay. I'll hang on to this.
I don't know what that is. So, sir,
It's
he-
my paperwork.
here's how the jury trial would proceed. The issue before the court in a jury trial would be one issue and one issue only. And it would be whether or not on June 5th of 2026, you were involved in an accident and you left the scene of that accident. It would have nothing to do with what you believe are your rights under any sovereign principles. Your jury trial would be to determine whether or not the people
Yeah,
could
the
prove
ultimate-
to the jury
I have the ultimate killer
that
statement.
on or
on
about
that one, too.
January 5th of 2026.
I have the ultimate killer statement on that one too.
Okay, a killer statement may not get you very far. I mean, granted, this is a Class 2 traffic offense, but it does carry the possibility of 10 to 90 days in jail. And so
See the inside of a jail cell again, trust me.
I do trust you, but I'm also very concerned about your ability to
I'm not trying to
understand
take
these
too much of your
proceedings.
time, ma'am. May I